delighted that you're here with us as we celebrate we celebrate love and light tonight. This is an opportunity for us to come together in one of our most sacred and ancient traditions. We've been talking about rituals and traditions all month, and here we are at the heart of it. We're not going to be introducing people or thanking people today. There's lots of musicians and participants and people all over doing all kinds of things. So we just want to thank you and collectively know how much we appreciate it. But since this evening is really it's an extended ritual, and we don't want to constantly breaking into that. So I'm just checking. Looks like we have something with a violin. We have this lovely Dawn, a member of our community, who's playing the violin with us, and we certainly want to be able to hear it. So we do have a gift for you when you leave. We have made a calendar for you to put on your refrigerator or somewhere in your office to just have us with you throughout the year. So please make sure that you take the calendar with you as you go. And we also have our Discover Your Center in the back. You can pick it up. If you are here on New Year's, if you're here as a relative or a family member, and you might not know that on New Year's we have a wonderful burning bowl ceremony here at noon on the 1st, on January 1st. And I and the ritual team, we have a very, very special celebration ritual planned for you. So if you're around, please do join us. And of course, if you're a member of our community, then you've heard about it. So if you have not been with us before on a celebration, if you're here, if your family has brought you here, or you're here on your own, if this is your first time here, we'd love to just invite you to raise your hand and just let us say hello to you. So if this is your first time with us, let us say hello to you. Thank you. All right. Have I talked long enough? Does it feel like we're good? Do we want to take can we hear it? Well, we're just going to do the best we can. Susan's up there, Susan and Lainey in our sound booth, and we're just going to trust that the violin will find its voice. All right. So let's begin with an opening prayer. I invite you to join with me. Just taking a moment, taking a breath. The hustle is over. Here we are, Christmas Eve. Just breathe with me. The preparations are done. Family's here. When we think of our community members that are there somewhere with their families. And we just breathe now into the moment. The moment that we have come to a place where we celebrate. We celebrate love, we celebrate light, we celebrate family. We celebrate the story of a birth 2,000 years ago. We celebrate that birth being reborn in us tonight, tomorrow, every time that we breathe. Every time we breathe in love, every time we breathe out light. The gift of love is being reborn. So let us come fully awake, fully alive, fully present to this moment. Here we are, Christmas Eve. Opening our hearts wide and becoming completely present to the love that is here. We are blessed to be together. We are blessed to be in community. And our love we pour out as a blessing. And so it is. So it is.
I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasy. Well, I'm all grown up now, but still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for the world in me. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would rise, and wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas
So I've been here 8 years, and I've heard that song several times, but never quite like it. I just heard it now. What do you wish for this Christmas? Do you wish for a new car, a new appliance, a new sofa, a lover, a companion, a new home, a new job? Do you wish for some new cosmetics, some new perfume, some new shoes? I don't know. Take a moment and think for a second. What do you wish for this Christmas? And then I'd like you to turn to the person next to you. And when you know what that is you're wishing for, I'd like for you to share. No judgment. All right. Thank you for indulging me. I'm glad that there was nobody in the room that didn't know what they wished for this year. So I have this wonderful teacher, and she says that we have two minds. She says we have a head mind and a heart mind. And so I'd like us to just, for a couple of seconds while I talk, a couple of minutes while I talk, just feel into your heart space and see which mind is wishing as I share a personal story with you. So, I haven't ever really been a Christmas nut, or so I have believed. And what I discovered this Christmas is my love for Christmas has always been attached to how much money I had
and how much I could give to the people that I love. And I love, love, love to give gifts to the people that I love, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. And so when life changed and money changed, and I couldn't do for my children the way I wanted to, I didn't like Christmas so much. It reminded me of everything that I thought that we didn't have. Now I don't know if this was my children's experience or my family's experience, but it was definitely mine. And last Christmas this time, we found out my dad had lung cancer. And while we didn't have a lot of money, it didn't matter, because they told him to go home and put his affairs in order, because he'd come to the end of his life. Well, this Christmas, he's not here, but I just got out of the hospital last month. And I would say, from what it looks like from the eye, there's not a lot of money. But I don't really care about that this year. What I wish for is a healthier body than I've ever had before. What I'm grateful for is the opportunity to spend Christmas with you all, Christmas Eve here with you guys, and to be able to spend it with my family at home. And it's been very interesting because I'm recuperating with some friends, and one of them is a Christmas nut. And so there's all this beautiful Christmas stuff around. And it's been really interesting to see my emotions with all the commercials and all of the hustle and bustle, and to notice, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, I wish I could do that. And they're just like, yeah, actually, I really don't. I really don't. So I think I grew up this year. And so the song Janet just sang is completely apropos, because my grown-up Christmas list is, I was thinking about this, I was like, how did I let Petra talk me into talking tonight? Because I'm not a Christmas nut.
You came to the wrong church.
I cannot tell you how many times today I wanted to call her and be like, girl, I can't do it. But I decided to stretch myself. And I started thinking, what do I wish for besides what I just shared for you? I wish for world peace. I wish for us to be kind to one another. I wish for us to be kind to ourselves. I wish for us to stop buying into that we're not enough, and to shine our light and be the love that is so rich and full inside of us to share. Now, I'm not saying that that makes me. I love gifts, and I love other people getting gifts. So I'm not saying I'm not still interested in the tangible things of this world, because they're pretty cool and I like them. I'm glad. But the question I want to leave you with, when you think about what it is you wish for this Christmas, which mind is it that's driving what you wish for? Is it your ego mind that says you need more money and you need more things? Then you might need a sofa. You might need more shoes or another purse. You might need a job. Or is it your heart mind? Is it the mind that is wishing for something, a quality experience, or more of who you are to express? Or thinking about someone else that doesn't have a community and doesn't have family tonight and tomorrow? What do you wish for this Christmas?
So speaking about wishes and Christmas presents, you know, so much of Christmas is wrapped in the stories that we tell. We spent Sunday speaking about the Nativity story, which is, of course, the heart of the Christian Christmas experience. There's so many other stories that lay over top of that. Christmas has been taken over or distributed or shared in so many ways beyond just the Christmas story. And those stories tell us things, and they teach us things, and they invite us to experience things. Or maybe they just become the ritual, like when we tell the Grinch story at the beginning of December. It's just one of those things that we do. The Grinch story is one of my favorite stories at Christmas time, and I actually didn't grow up with the Santa Claus story. I grew up with the Christ child, the Christkind. I grew up in a German tradition, and Santa Claus didn't come to our home in the same way. Santa Claus and the Christ child seemed to have some other arrangement worked out. And so the Christ child could come on Christmas Eve and leave the presents by the table. And it was a beautiful story that I grew up with. And so many of the stories, they have such richness and such joy and meaning. But I noticed that there was a particular story that I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Actually, what I noticed is that I really didn't like it. I didn't like the story. And, yeah, I guess I've grown up, too, over time, and have discovered that, just like all the other stories, this one has some magic in it, too. A beautiful young woman and a handsome young man. They lived, though they had lost much in the war. They still had 2 fine possessions. He had managed to hold on to his grandfather's pocket watch and was proud to tell the time to anyone who asked. And she, though ill-fed for months, still had beautiful long hair, which, when she let it down, touched the ground all around her, covering her like a robe of finest sable. And so, rich in these simple ways, the young couple proceeded with their lives, eking pennies by selling a small turnip or winter apple here and there. Oil and rag candles were lit in the windows throughout the town for the holidays. The dark came earlier, stayed longer, and the snow flew fast. The young woman wanted so much to give her dear husband a gift for the holiday, a bright, beautiful, big gift. However, when she searched her pockets, she found only a few pennies. And as she considered her plight, without even the smallest amount of self-pity, she still could not help but silently weep. She realized that tears would not help if a gift for her loved one was still to be found, so she dried her cheeks and she plotted a plan. She pulled on her worn coat and 2 pairs of gloves, each with different fingers missing. Out the door and down the muddy street she ran, past all the little shops with not so much in their windows. Now nothing else mattered for her to find, for she had in mind a gift, a special gift for her husband, who worked so hard and toiled so long to bring home what little he could. Past the piles of rubbles, past the stairs with no houses behind them, and down a narrow alley she ran, and then into a drab building. Up 3 flights of stairs she ran, by then breathless, and with barely strength enough to knock at the door. Madame Sophie answered, wearing a miserable moth-eaten little mink around her throat. Her hair was orange and stuck out all over her head. Her eyebrows were like sooty little brushes. Surely she was the oddest old woman who had ever walked the face of the earth. She, who before the war had made fine wigs for wealthy men and women, was now reduced to living in a one-room flat with no heat. Madame Sophie's eyes glittered. Ah, have you come to sell your hair? She cooed. She and the young woman bickered back and forth until at last a deal was struck. The young woman sat in the wooden chair. Madame Sophie lifted one of the young woman's heavy tresses to the light. It shined like silken floss. With shears the size, it seemed, of great black iron jaws, Madame Sophie cut the woman's glorious locks right off in 3 great snips. The lovely shanks of hair fell to the floor, and the young woman's sparkling tears fell with them. Madame Sophie gathered the shorn hair together as if she were a greedy rodent. Here's your money, the old woman barked. She dropped some coins into the young woman's hand, pushed her out the hall, and slammed the door shut. And that was that. Despite suffering such an ordeal, the young woman was guided by her inner vision, and her eyes lit with enthusiasm once again. She rushed down the street to a man who was selling watch chains made of lead covered in a silvery tin, but assuredly looking finer than a simple string any day, which is what her husband's watch was hooked to. She gave to him the several pennies she had before and those she had earned from selling her beautiful hair. And with grimy hands, he handed her the watch chain. Oh, how suddenly filled with joy she was to have a gift to give to her beloved. Why, she fairly ran home, her feet barely touching the ground like the angel that she, in another time and place, might certainly have been. Now, all the while, her husband was busy at his own work of finding a gift for her, his dear one. Oh, what could it be? What would be just right? A vendor thrust a shriveled potato toward him. No, that would not do. Another vendor held out a scarf, which was a pretty color, but no, it would never cover her lovely hair, and she so liked to see her hair with its glints of ruby and gold. On the next windy corner, yet another vendor held out in his hands 2 beautiful combs. One was perfect, and the other had only one broken tooth. The young man knew he had found a perfect gift. 12 pennies for these fine combs, wheedled the man. I don't have 12 pennies, said the young man. Well, what do you have? Whined the man, and the barter began. Meanwhile, back in the tiny rented room, the young woman moistened her hair with a little water and coaxed it to curl around her face, and then sat waiting for her husband. Let him think I'm still lovely in my own way, she whispered in silent prayer. Soon she heard his steps on the stair. In he rushed, poor soul, rail-thin, red-nosed, icy-fingered, but with all the eagerness and hope of the newly born. And there on the doorsill he stopped, in his tracks, staring at his wife, quite dumbfounded. Oh, do you not like my hair, dear husband? Do you not like it? Well, please, say something. Well, to tell you the truth, I cut it so that a good could come from it for your sake. Please, say something, my love. The young man was torn between pain and laughter, but mirth overtook him at last. My dearest, he said, and held her close. Here, I have your gift for this holiday season. And out from his pocket he drew the combs. For a moment her face grew brighter, and then all her features plummeted downward as she burst into tears and fairly howled with woe. My love, he comforted. Your hair shall grow back someday, and these combs will be glorious then. Let us not be sad. All right then, she straightened herself. Her happiness returned as she brought out her gift that she had for him. And here is your gift, my dear husband. And in her palm lay the simple chain, her gift to him. Ha! He hooted, jumped up and began to pace the floor. Do you know I sold my watch to buy your combs? You did, she cried. I did. They laughed, and they hugged, and they cried together. And they promised one another that the future would be better. It would. Truly it would. Just wait and see. So you see, though some might say that these 2 young people were foolish and unwise, they were in fact like the Magi who sought the Messiah. Even though the Magi, with righteous intention, brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, in the end, that which they carried within their hearts had the most value, their yearning and devotion. And the young couple here, well, like the Magi, they were wise too, for they gave the most golden of all things possible. They gave their love, their truest love to one another. And it was enough.
Here in this silent night, now all the world is right, as if we've suddenly been given a gift of love, a gift of love, warm as the fire
gift of love. So can you imagine these two young people on a reality TV show? Seriously, would the reaction would have been one of laughter? Because they gave of their heart and they gave of their love. You didn't hear one or the other say, but I cut my hair and I sold my watch and that was like the best thing possible, now it's gone. No, they laughed. Because each one of them recognized that the gift that they were giving one another was not the object and not the thing that they had relinquished. It is the greatest gift of all, love. And it was always about the giving. It is that impulsion of love behind wanting to give them the most brilliant, best gift in the world. How often when we go shopping, are we actually really thinking about the object? Or is it really that feeling tone of love? What can I give my beloved? What can I give my children? There's something when it comes from that pure place of love, that the giving that's empowered with that energy. If you notice, neither one of them felt like they sacrificed anything. Neither one of them felt like they were a martyr. I love that they infused that moment in love. And how often, do we hear it's better to give than receive? And then we come into new thought because we're always giving, and they're like, no, but you have to learn to receive your good. And this story then goes to, it's better to give than to get. But remember, that whole dance of energy is about love. And what is it that we're coming forth when we're giving? I remember when I was a little girl, I think I was in 3rd grade, and it was Christmas time, and my family didn't have a lot of money, but we still got about a quarter a week maybe for allowance. And I went to the store with my mom and I saw this beautiful owl pin. And for me, 9 years old, it's like, I thought it was diamonds. And it was the most beautiful thing in the world I'd ever seen. And I remember saving my money so I could buy my mother the pin. And I remember asking my aunt to take me to the store so I could buy this real diamond pin for Mom for Christmas. And of course my aunt didn't tell me it wasn't real diamonds. But that childlike wonder, that childlike love, that energy of giving was so pure that my mother received it, and I still remember she would wear that pin for years. So the essence of this season is all about love. Light we can see, love we feel. And then there's this exchange that we give, and whatever the materialistic object that we choose so, gently and perfectly for our beloved or our friends or our children. But really, whether it's that little owl pin or that ornament made by a precious one with popsicle sticks and elbow macaroni spray painted purple that you keep on your, Christmas tree every year, it doesn't actually matter what it is, but it's that love from which we give. It is in that giving instead of the getting from which this season just pours forth. So just like the young man and just like the young woman who were so excited just to be with each other, who were so excited that their hearts were so open to give to one another the best thing possible in this season of love. Whether it's a little pen or the thing that your honey's been waiting for, it really always and only is about love. So be in that love. Whether it's a hug or a smile or the best wrapped present because you took the time for the one you love, it's in that giving from which I know that I am deeply fulfilled because I'm coming from a place of unconditional love. No expectations. No, it's like givingness. So I invite you tonight and throughout the rest of the season, when you give, Give from that beautiful place of love. Know that is the way that you get to exchange your heart energy with the ones that are in your life now. Know that it's the most precious thing in the whole world. And since we really can't put it in a box, just allow your heart to be wide open and give from love. Because it is always and only that.
Oh, holy night, stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn.
So, I always love the way that story ends. It's enough. So whether we're wishing for something this Christmas, whether we're wishing for ourselves to get something, for life to change, whether we're wishing for world peace, or whether we're giving love, do you see that it's the whole experience of being completely present to life? That it is the breathing in and breathing out, the giving and the receiving. It is in the cycle of that we find our joy, we find our expression of love. It's as natural as breathing. And in this moment of our holiday season, when we come to this place of gift giving and the sharing of cookies and songs and light and all the beauty and all the magic that comes with this time, at the heart of it is that the love that we exchange, the giving and the receiving of that love, is a token of the great love that we're embedded in. It's just an opportunity for us to be in alignment with no holds barred, with no conversation about whether we're doing it right or not, to just be completely present to the truth of being itself. I love that song, O Holy Night. The incarnation is what we celebrate tonight. We celebrate the incarnation, for God so loved the world. Not only that he gave his son, but that God becomes the Son. God becomes creation. God is forever and always incarnating. The divine is forever and always incarnating as life itself. And the impulsion of that life is love, boundless love, boundless desire to express, to be, to give, and to experience all of that through each and every one of us, through each person on the face of the planet, through all beings everywhere. It's like this massive orgy of love that's happening all of the time. Yeah! And we're afraid. And we're small. And we think we don't have enough of it to give. Or we don't really deserve it. Or whatever other nonsense we tell ourselves. And you know, I didn't understand that story because I was raised in a tradition that talked about sacrifice. And that story was presented as, well, they sacrificed the thing that they coveted or wanted so that they could give something to their beloved. Yeah, but I don't think you laugh over sacrifice. I don't think that's it at all. I don't think that's it at all. I think there is that moment of such joy that says, I am giving so fully and completely of myself that really nothing else matters. It doesn't matter whether it's right, or it doesn't matter whether it goes well, or it doesn't really matter whether you like it, or it doesn't matter, because it's just love being expressed. You see? They didn't cry over this thing that had happened between us because they felt the essence that was there. And it's enough. Gosh, sometimes I wish I could open all of our hearts and if I could just carve that onto the soul of our being. It's enough. You're enough. Your love is enough. Your light is enough. Your way of being is enough. The way that you show up, it's enough. There's a place in the universe that you take up And you take it up perfectly because it is your place. And it is the way the love of the universe is pouring itself as you into the world, as the way in which you love, the way in which you give, the way in which you speak, and the way in which you see. That's the love of the universe giving itself. And the way in which you receive love, and the way in which you share love, and bring it in and take it in is exactly the way in which the divine mystery, the life itself, is taking in love. Because you're there. Because you're present to it. And it's enough. Really, truly, honest to God, it is enough. Your best is always enough. Because it's the love of life itself showing up. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't try to grow and we don't try to express it more fully and we don't try to become more of it. And yes, sometimes we do actually have to look in the mirror and we have to see the thing that is keeping us from experiencing that love. Whether it's some hurt from the past that we're still carrying around, some false idea that we don't know how to do it. Yeah, we do. We actually do have to grow through these things. We have to let them go. We have to heal the wounds. We have to rise above the past. We have to learn to be open even when we're afraid. Yes, we do. We do have to grow. But it is the nature of love to do so. It is the nature of love itself to grow. Just as life is forever growing, expressing more and more boundless life, it is in the nature of that love to grow. So it's enough that you show up. It's enough that you show up as fully and completely as you possibly can in any moment. And sometimes, yeah, all there is to do is laugh, isn't there? Oh my goodness, well that was an interesting way to show up, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure I meant to show up exactly that way, but that must be how I'm showing up at the moment. What if we just did that? What if we were able to do that without martyrdom or sacrifice or beating ourselves up or beating the other person up? Or what if we could just laugh and say, well, this is an interesting incarnation of divine here at the moment. Love is surely trying to be expressed. And you know, this is why I love Christmas. Because we try. Because at this time of the year, we try. We try to be that. We try to do it. And all of our caroling and all the stuff that's happening in the malls and all the presents and all of that, and you know, we really do. We try to be a little kinder. We try to put up with Uncle Charles. He's sleeping on his couch, drunk again, or whatever it is. You see? Or at least we try. Because it's the season. That's the magic of Christmas. That's the whole point. That's why I love it so much. And there's that really stupid old Elvis song that I will not make Gary play for you. That I loved as a kid. My mother would say that is not Christmas music. Do you remember it? Why can't every day be like Christmas? Sappy old Elvis song. Oh my God, I loved it as a kid. Why can't it? Well, you know what? Thank God we have it. Thank God we have Christmas. Thank God we have this period of time. Just like we have Thanksgiving to remind us to be grateful. We have all the other holidays to remind us of things. We have this holiday, this time, this season to remind us that our love is necessary and important to the expression of the universe itself. And that we're here to give that, and it's enough. And so we practice. We try it on. We try to be a little kinder, a little nicer, a little more loving. And that's the gift that this season is to us. And if we will simply abandon ourselves into the magic of Christmas, perhaps that gift, we will receive it. And as in all things, in the breathing in and the breathing out, we will receive it and share it. And between us, that love becomes joyful, a celebration. And let me tell you that it changes consciousness. And it blesses the planet. And so whatever bit of it that you're doing tonight, tomorrow, this week, it's enough. tangible. To make it tangible in a way that you can see. So I'm going to invite you to get out your candle that you received when you came in. If anybody by any chance doesn't have a candle, now is the time to wave your fingers, raise your hands, and the ushers will bring you one. If you don't by any chance have one, the Ensemble will be getting their candles. Don't worry about them. They will be getting one shortly. All right. So just a moment of instruction, please. That it's really important. If you haven't, if you've forgotten since last year, you can keep playing there. That's nice. I like that nice instructions. So if you have the lit candle, your candle stays upright. If you have the unlit candle, you come get the flame. Yes? because that way you don't drip wax everywhere. Okay, good. Instructions are over. All right. So everybody has their candle. This candle, yeah, you know, it's a symbol of us, right? It's a symbol of who we are. And we have a flame. One flame, one life, one light. Let us watch and see what happens.
One heart, one love, one life, one child, one song, one star, one night. Heaven saw the world in darkness. A world of fear, a world of light. Heaven gave the gift, the truth of who we are. In a baby's eyes. One heart, one love, one life, one child, one song, one star.
Notice that no light has been diminished. Even our original light is as bright as it was when it started. And somehow, the miracle is that the light has been multiplied, just as the love is multiplied. Because it's really just one light. It's one love in many locations. And that love and light is you. So tonight, as we come to the moment to release the physical light, and remember that it's in our hearts, I invite you also to hold in mind anyone that is not with you tonight, that you miss, maybe has passed on before you. For they too are the light. They too are the love. One light, one love, one hope, one peace. So now, as we blow the light out, we know it is not gone. It simply has vanished from our own eyes. And we feel it in our hearts. We see it as the truth of being. And we declare it as the reality of all life. And so it is. May we see it. Let it rest in your being. Take it home with you. Let it be what you share with your family and friends. You don't have to stop talking, it's good. Let it be what you share with your family and friends and how you wake up in the morning. Take it with you. Not just tomorrow. The day after. The day after that. The day after that. Because you see, as we light the candle, it's our declaration that we believe that this is true. And we hold the candle in the midst of the seeming darkness. Because what comes out of love but peace? The peace that is between us, between souls, between disparate communities, between nations, between families, all those places where there's separation, anger, fear. This light, this love that you take with you, it is the kernel of that peace. So breathe it in. We're going to invite you to breathe it out as we now take our Christmas offering. If the ushers would come forward, please. Just allowing that gift of light and love to be breathed out as well. Knowing that as we give and as we receive, we are simply in the circulation of that light, simply in the circulation of that love. We share it however we can, a lot or a little. If you have nothing to share in the basket tonight, share your love. Put your hand over it. Put peace in there. Put hope, joy. Give up your gift. And as the baskets are being passed, let's hear the Christmas bells ringing peace on earth.
While you sing the
peace into your hearts. As we come to our closing prayer now, peace on earth, goodwill to all. We've had some challenges in our country these last few weeks. Children who won't have Christmas today. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. Some firefighters were killed in a gun shooting in New York today. I'm particularly aware of this because my son is a first responder, a firefighter. And there are firefighters that will not have Christmas today. There are children in Pakistan who won't be celebrating with their families. Women in Africa. Older people in China. Places all across the globe, right in our own backyards. Crying for our love, for our light. As we have this closing prayer tonight, let us pray for peace. Let us pray that love is made manifest in the hearts and minds of every human being, that light pours forth its blessing, that where there is not enough, something good shows up, that where there is anger, love appears, that where there is fear, peace appears, that where there is hatred, some connection becomes available, that where there is this experience of loss, that hope emerges. Because there is love in the world, there is light in the world, there is love and light in our hearts, and this is what we bring. This is who we are. And as we make this declaration, we are raising the vibrational rate of the planet. We are shifting consciousness into a new way, a new place. A place that says peace is the way, love is the answer. Light will always illuminate something new to bring forth. To allow all children to be safe, all women to be safe, all men to be safe, no matter where they live, no matter what they do or what they look like or who they are. We wrap them tonight in our Christmas love, this beautiful, beautiful light that we've just had, this love that we've experienced, this moment, this precious, precious moment that we've had together. Let us right now imagine that we are pouring it like honey over the globe. Feel it. Feel it as it wraps the globe in this blanket of love. Blanket of light. That we are not fooled by these appearances. And we do not fall into doubt and despair. And we do not become frightened or angry. We are bringers of light. We are bringers of love. And therefore, we bring peace wherever we go. This consciousness that wraps our planet brings peace to the world. This is our affirmation. This is our declaration. This is our expectation. Because we stand in witness to this love that is born once again in this moment, tonight, on this Christmas Eve. So we breathe it in and we breathe it out. And we say together, and so it is.
Nature sing, and
very safe and loved holidays.